Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Favorite Bands A to Z, the show that we're running throughout the month of July, each and every day, a different letter of the alphabet. I'm going to pick my favorite band or artist that starts with each letter. All right, if it's the band, it's the first letter of the band name. If it's an artist, the first letter of their last name. I'm going to pick a favorite album, and I'm also going to do the same, pick a runner-up and do the exact same thing. So today we have arrived at Q, probably the most no-brainer day out of all of them for the most part. I have seen, I do read most of the comments, guys, so I do see that most of you each and every day are already predicting who I'm going to pick for the following day for the next letter, and I think that a whole bunch of you got this one absolutely correct. What may be different is the albums that I'm picking from these two bands. So this one, again, kind of a no-brainer. The winner for Q has to be, gotta be, Queen. And today I'm going to go with The Night at the Opera. You know, my favorite Queen album tends to shift from time to time. Most of the time it's The Night of the Opera. Occasionally it also is Queen 1 or Queen 2 or maybe Sheer Heart Attack. All right. I do like Day at the Races a lot too. I do like jazz a lot too. I do like News of the World. Right? Those generally speaking are my favorite Queen albums. Of course, that's all the 70s albums, right? No, but it generally usually fluctuates back and forth between this one and the first two. I love those first two so much. And Sheer Heart Attack, too. I keep adding more. Just get on with it, Pete. Just get on with it. And talk about this one, right? Yeah, but for me, I mean, this one is their masterpiece. So many great songs on here. And we're not even going to talk about Bohemian Rhapsody because, that is a work of genius as it is. I think the world has talked about Bohemian Rhapsody enough. But man, Death on Two Legs, such a great song. I'm in love with my car. I mean, Roger Taylor, gotta love it. You're My Best Friend is a great pop song. Really great pop song written by John Deacon. Awesome. 39, gorgeous song sung by Brian. Amazing stuff. Sweet Ladies, another great heavy rockers. A lot of good heavy stuff on here. You got some of the playful stuff, right? Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon, Seaside Rendezvous. Those are cool songs. I think some of the other tunes, for me, tend to overshadow some of those. The Prophet song is great. That's like, so heavy and epic and majestic, man. It's just unbelievable. Freddie is just at the top of his game during Love of My Life. I mean, that's just such a gorgeous, beautiful song. I got Good Company, and of course, the majesty that is Bohemian Rhapsody. So, I don't know, for me, this has a couple of really good heavy rockers, a couple really good epic tracks, some of the more playful stuff, and then a couple pop tunes. I mean, it's just like a little bit of everything that Queen did so well. So today I'm going to pick Night at the Opera. All right. But, you know my love of the first album, which is so heavy. And the second album, which is heavy and kind of proggy. That's like their one kind of progressive album, right? So I always lean towards those. And Sheer Heart Attack, again, it's got such great vibes and just good mix of stuff. The heavy stuff, the more poppy stuff, and just, the kind of artful things that Queen does. Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Taylor, John Deacon. Great band, one of the greats of all time. And that's my favorite for Q. It couldn't be anything else. And the runner-up couldn't be anything else. It's funny, when I first, initially, I was like, geez, how can I squeeze Quatermass into this really cool but obscure one-off sort of, although I think they actually did another album, but kind of a one-off prog band from the UK from the early 70s, which is a great, great album, great band. But come on, it's got to be Queensryche, right? It's got to be Queensryche. Little tough to pick my favorite album because, again, kind of like with Queen, my favorite Queensryche album tends to go back and forth between two of them. Generally speaking, it's either The Warning or this one, Operation Mindcrime. I almost went with The Warning because that's what I've been listening to more lately. However, this is a masterpiece. There's no denying it. And, through most of my life, I have cited this as my favorite. And I'm going to do it again today. But again, I love The Warning. But man, I remember now Anarchy X, Revolution calling. Eyes of a Stranger. I mean, you know, Spreading the Disease. I Don't Believe in Love. I mean, it's so many great tracks. Sweet Sister Mary. I mean, even though this is one of those albums you need to kind of listen to start to finish, there's so many tracks that stand alone so well. You know, Jeff Tate and Company, and you know, this arguably is Jeff Tate's finest hour. All right, what a singer, kind of unmatched throughout the 80s, right? I mean, just unbelievable guy. This is, you know, thinking man's metal, could call it progressive metal. It's big, melodic, theatrical, it's progressive, it's melodic and catchy, all those things. Such a great band. You got the twin guitar attack, you got the great rhythms, just really artful heavy metal, and so well done. You know, one of the greatest concept albums of all time, especially, you know, one of the greatest heavy metal concept albums of all time, surely. But I think you could pretty much cross the genres, so to speak. So there you have it. My two favorite bands for Q. Number 1 goes to Queen. Number 2, the runner-up, goes to Queensryche. All right. Sorry for all you Queens of the Stone Age fans. I just never really got into that band, but yeah, it's got to be these two for me. So in the comments below, please list your favorites for Q. Like I said, there's not a lot of them. I had a hard time thinking of more than 4 or 5 of them, to be quite frank. But it was always going to be these two, as I drop things all over the place. So please put your favorites in the comments below, along with your favorite album for each, and visit us each and every day throughout the rest of July as we get all the way to Z. Not a lot left, and tomorrow finally is R. Okay, I was proclaiming the other day that R came after O. I totally forgot about P and Q, probably because I was so excited to do R, I guess. So that's coming up tomorrow. So stay tuned for that each and every day throughout July as we finish up this fun little July special programming. And let's make sure you don't miss tonight, The Monsters Den. Okay, we're going to rank our 5 favorite thrillers from Brian De Palma. Jamie Laszlo, Dan Brown, and myself, along with special guest Mike Portnoy. So please tune in tonight for that. That'll be a lot of fun. Brian's got a lot of great films. Kind of a hard ranking. I still don't have my list cemented yet. I know like all the films that I'm drawing from for this, all the 5 of them. It's just what's the order you put them in? I don't know. You know, they're all really cool. So that's coming up tonight. Tomorrow morning, we've got Martin Popoff and myself back in the Fun House on Friday morning. We're going to take a look at those albums before the big ones, right? These bands who had these huge albums. What about that album that came right before it? We're going to talk about that and how that maybe helped shape the big one, or maybe not at all, or, you know, maybe there were certain circumstances that helped make the big one, like a new record label, or a great producer, or a change in the lineup somehow, or whatever. But we're going to look at that album that came right before that big one, so that's coming up. And then this weekend, we've got Stephen Reed back in the house for 2 shows with me. We are going to rank the catalog of Frost, as well as Riverside. So that's coming up, so stay tuned for that. And a lot more here on the channel. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Click that notification bell so you get alert of all of our videos. If you want to make a channel donation, the link to our Ko-Fi page is below as well. Thank you so much for all of those. We greatly appreciate it, so we can keep buying more music and upgrading equipment and all that kind of stuff, whatever needs to be done. And as well as the link to our merch page for all the cool new Sea of Tranquility shirts and things. We got a lot of stuff coming out, so check them all out. And yeah, seatranquility.org. Been on the internet now for 20 years this year, so pretty cool stuff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later on. Take care. Bye-bye.